Hi everyone. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you who have liked and shared and subscribed and commented on my videos. I really appreciate all of you so much. Sometimes people tell me, I don't know how you keep up with it all. And I'll be honest, some days I don't either. Horses take a lot of time and a lot of heart, and as the years go by, that work feels heavier, not just in the body, but sometimes in the soul too. There came a point when I had to face something I'd been avoiding, that I couldn't keep as many horses as I used to. Letting go of a few wasn't easy. In fact, it broke my heart a little. I'd built my days around them and their feed schedules, their quirks, their soft whinnies at feeding time. Each one felt like a chapter in my story. But life has its seasons, and part of loving horses, really loving them, is knowing when to make choices that are best for them and for us. Losing my herd felt like losing part of my rhythm. I was worried I'd feel empty without the daily chaos of it all, and worried that I would regret letting go of one of the young prospects. But I kept her full sister, Jewel, and I've had her since she was weaned. We're fairly bonded. I was worried, but over time something shifted. The quiet moments became deeper, the connection stronger. I wasn't spread so thin anymore. I could really spend time with each one. I realized that slowing down doesn't mean giving up. It just means loving differently. When I brought Mystery home, I wasn't sure what to expect. She was a wild little filly, unsure, watchful, and carrying all the instinct that comes from living untouched. But from the start, there was something really different about her. Even in quarantine, where she stayed a bit longer than planned, she's shown such curiosity and heart. She follows me around the pen now, meets me at the gate, and lets me halter her without any fuss. For a horse that came from the wild, that kind of trust feels like a small miracle. The other day, she actually brought tears to my eyes. We'd been working on moving her hips and moving her shoulders, those gentle, early steps towards body control in the future. Then I started asking her to move sideways away from me. She picked it up quickly, but the real surprise came the next morning. When I asked again, she quickly showed me how much she had learned and stepped easily away. Horses I've trained in the past, stepping towards me in a side pass motion has always been a little more challenging. Mystery was different. We practiced it one day, and the next, it was a piece of cake for her. She was determined to show me how much she'd understood. I believe she processes her lessons overnight. She'll think on it and turn it over in that clever little mind of hers. And the next day, not only does she remember, she does it better. It's one of those moments that makes you stop and smile, the kind that reminds me why I'm still doing this even now. She has been such a blessing. I am so fortunate to have found her. It's just been an amazing little journey so far. Then there's Jazzy, my Appaloosa colt. He was born this year. He's young, bright, full of energy and opinions. He's been on stall rest for a while, and he's had to watch Mystery from a distance. I planned to turn them out together a long time ago, but fate had other ideas. He injured his leg, and he had to be on stall rest for a while. I think that's one of the biggest lessons horses keep teaching me. Things rarely go the way we expect, but somehow go the way they need to. Even from across the fence, Jazzy calls to Mystery, and she answers. They've never shared a paddock, but I think they already know they belong to the same herd. My other horse is my Appaloosa mare named Jewel. I've had her since she was a weanling, and we've learned so much together. We've went through all the basic groundwork. Um, she's very sweet and very responsive, and I love her so much. When it came to starting my mare under saddle, I had to make another decision I didn't expect to struggle with so much. After her groundwork was solid, I asked a friend to put the first rides on her. Everything went smoothly because Jewel was prepared. My friend ended up keeping her for 2 months. Then, when she came home, she was turned out with the herd for the winter to allow her to just be a horse. I truly believe mental breaks are so important for the young ones. This spring, I rode her quite often, but then we had a little mishap. I don't have it on video, but it involved, oh gosh, a flock of geese flying up out of the pond, a new to me saddle that I wasn't really comfortable in, and being off balance as I asked her to lope, which ended up with a big spook and enough bucking to put me on the ground and frighten her. For doing this to her, she just stood and shook. And although I got back on and we rode for quite a while that day, I really hesitated to do anything to set her back. I've ridden plenty of green horses over the years. It's something I've always taken pride in. Getting them in the show ring under saddle the first time, or tracking a herd of cattle across the field. But this time I hesitated. My body doesn't recover like it used to. And a quiet voice inside me wondered, am I being cautious or am I just being afraid? It wasn't easy to admit that maybe my confidence had shifted over the years. So I began to look for a trainer and I started asking questions, lots of them, probably more than most trainers are used to. I wanted to know everything, how they approached young horses, what kind of foundation they built, and what their program looked like day to day. I talked to a few, and when I met this trainer, I could see the difference. The horses she started were calm, confident, soft in the bridle. You could tell they trusted her. She also specialized in ranch horse classes. That's the direction I've been wanting to go, and that really caught my attention. Still, handing over the reins wasn't easy. It felt a little like letting go of a piece of my independence. But as I watched her ride, I realized this wasn't just about fear, it was about trust. The same kind of trust I asked from my horses every single day. Sending my mare to her wasn't giving up, it was growing forward. It was recognizing that sometimes the best way to keep going is to lean on someone else's strengths so you can keep doing what you love a little bit longer. Watching her ride Jewel the first time was humbling and comforting. I realized that trusting someone else with my horse didn't mean giving in to fear. It meant I cared enough to do what was best for both of us. It meant letting go of pride, holding on to purpose. And when I see Jewel's progress, how balanced and relaxed she's becoming, I know I made the right choice. Meanwhile, back here at home, Mystery keeps reminding me that growth doesn't stop. It just changes shape. And every day, I wake up grateful that even now, with gray hair and creaky knees, I still get to wake up to this life because no matter how much changes, one thing stays the same. The love of a horse never gets old. Will I still be able to ride when Jazzy and Mystery are old enough? I don't know, but I do know they'll be well prepared for a great future. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I love all your wonderful comments. One of these days soon, I will do a video just to answer all your questions. Thanks again.